Hello and welcome to the Mum Boss Method podcast. If you can hear what sounds like a train in the background, that's Henry. We've just come back from a walk. In fact, what we came back from was a run around the field because a dog with no collar went past us and I was worried that it was a stray, but it was fine. It had just run away from its owner. I want to talk to you a little bit about the last kind of 4 or 5 days that I've had. If you don't know, I celebrated my 45th birthday yesterday. And yesterday? No. Not yesterday. Last Thursday is now Tuesday. So I celebrated my 45th birthday and I've had 4 days of spending time with people that I love, eating delicious food, dancing, laughter. I went to see Mel Robbins. It was all just a really, really lovely time, and it really got me thinking about who I was at like 25, 30 versus who I am now, and the things that now me does that 30-year-old me would never have done. And I haven't, I've written a few bullet points for this, but I haven't like scripted it. I don't actually script anything. I just wanted to talk really freely about it. And I was just thinking about how the me of 15 years ago tried really hard to get everything right, to people please, to be liked, to be in a physically smaller body, to maybe not be seen or heard in case what people saw or heard they didn't like. I didn't want to take up too much space. But then when I wanted confidence, I needed to, have a couple of drinks first, because I couldn't possibly be confident and be in a social situation without a couple of drinks. In terms of dieting history and movement history, I thought I needed to live in a smaller body and be thinner, skinnier. I used to say yes to things when really what I wanted to do was say no. I didn't speak up or stand up for myself or speak up when I was hurt. I didn't rest because I thought I needed to earn rest. And I laughed at jokes that made me feel uncomfortable or that I didn't understand because I was too afraid of people thinking I was silly for saying, sorry, I don't get it, can you tell me? I would stay quiet to avoid rocking the boat. And honestly, I think a lot of my time in my 20s and 30s was spent waiting for someone else to be giving me the permission that I thought I needed to be and do and say and think and have the things that I wanted. And I know that the me of back then was just doing her best with what she had available to her. And today in my Mindset Reset, which is a 3-day free experience that I'm running at the moment for some lovely ladies, one of the ladies was talking about how she I'm paraphrasing here, but thinking about she doesn't need to get back to her old self. She realizes that, but she also feels guilty for leaving her old self behind. And I really, really resonate with that. How you can just feel bad for moving on from what your past self went through. And this is really quite profound for me to think about, because I used to feel exactly the same. And I'm going to say the advice that I gave that lovely lady is advice that I took myself from my first ever coach, which was, the you back there was just doing her best. She got you where you are now. You can love her for it. You can thank her for it. But she's not in charge anymore. She's not running the show anymore. And it's right that past version of you, even yesterday's version of you, isn't running the show, because you know different things today than you knew yesterday. And so when I think about the version of me that I am now, I say what I mean now. I set boundaries and I keep to them. I care about how I feel more than I look. And in turn, that's actually led me to achieving results I never, in my physical self, that I never thought in my 30s I would ever be able to achieve. I fuel my body. I lift weights. I don't exercise to punish myself. I don't exercise to work off the calories that I binged over the weekend, because I don't binge over the weekend. I may indulge. I did this weekend, with it being my birthday weekend. I ate some delicious food, but I don't class that as a binge. I class it as balance, enjoying food. I sleep. Sometimes. We all know Chrissy's deliciously complicated relationship with sleep. I rest. I play. I don't apologise for being bold, for being loud, for being opinionated. I also don't apologise for being quiet if I need to have a quiet day. I don't wait for permission. I trust myself. Like I said before, I don't diet to punish myself. I trust myself that, yep, I can have 4 days like I just did, where I ate a bit more and I drank and indulged a bit more, but I trust myself that I don't then need to go into some really strict punishment in order to make up for it. I don't chase skinny. I chase strength. I chase feeling good. And here's the thing as well, I don't put everyone else's needs ahead of my own anymore. And that includes my son, my husband, the dog, the rest of my family, because I have learned that when I take care of me, everyone around me benefits. Everyone. It is better for everyone, because I can do more for everyone else. I can be there more for everyone else if I put myself first. I'm not perfect. I still fall into old habits sometimes, but I don't, if that happens, then punish myself, abandon myself and beat myself up for it. I actually lead myself. And I am inviting you to think about this and think about, I've been talking a lot about this over the last few weeks, but think about who it is that you're still chasing and why you're still chasing her. Because you don't need to get back to anything. She got you where you are now. But you don't need to be her. This weekend I spent my birthday doing things that I really, really love. I went to the gym with my best friend. I went for brunch with my best friend and her daughter and my husband, and I ate pancakes, which I haven't had in a really long time. I came home and just rested, watched a bit of Clarkson's Farm on the TV, went out for a delicious dinner with my family to a restaurant that I wanted to go to. And then on Friday, I had a bit of a pamper, getting my nails done. I saw some other friends for dinner. And then on Saturday, I went out for dinner and dancing with some other friends. And I danced the night away, feeling absolutely awesome in what I was wearing, and I danced, and I didn't care who was there and what they were doing and what they were thinking. And you know what? I didn't need to be drunk to do it, which is what I used to need. I used to need to be drunk in order to be like that. Um, and it was great. It was really, really great. Um, and you know, the biggest. Oh, and Sunday, I forgot to tell you about Sunday. I went to see Mel Robbins in London, had a day in London, and um, I had just a really inspiring couple of hours listening to her. And whilst I definitely need to catch up on some missed sleep from this weekend, I thought I should probably really share with you my biggest takeaway from this weekend. And it was a takeaway that was really summed up by the Mel Robbins show that I went to see on Sunday. But it was about choice and how much of it we truly, truly have. So much of your life now and previously, and how you are experiencing your life, is down to the choices that you make. And the choices that I made when I was 25, 30, 35 made my life quite a bit more difficult, because I was constantly trying to please other people or be something for other people. I've spent birthdays previously where I've tried to keep everyone else happy by changing the plans and making the plans to suit other people. This year I decided on the plans that I wanted to make me happy and the people I wanted to invite and spend time with. You have choices about what it is that you do. Every single thing that happens to you in a day, you have at least two choices with that. You know, it could be prep your breakfast for tomorrow or don't. It could be as simple as that. It could be snooze the alarm or don't. It could be, you know, something that has 5 different choices, but you have more choice than you give yourself credit for. And when I was really, really thinking about the me of 15 years ago, I think I made the choices I made because I felt like the only choice really was to keep everyone else happy. And I'm so pleased that I've realised I don't need to do that now. And I don't need to be that person. I can actually be, you know, the person that I want to be and have the fun I want to have and live the life that I want to have. And so I guess what I'm inviting you to do is think about those choices. Think about the choices that you have every day. And think about what part of that decision, what choice is going to drive you forward in life towards being the woman that you want to be, rather than the choices that are going to pull you back because you are trying to be someone that you used to be and that you never can be again. So yeah, like I said, didn't really script this one. Just wanted to put it out there that I learned a lot about choices this weekend. I learned a lot about, I guess another example to share with you is I did miss out on quite a lot of sleep this weekend. Late nights, early starts, and I woke up on Monday morning. My alarm went off on Monday morning, and I thought to myself, oh my gosh, it would be so easy to just switch that alarm off, go back to sleep, and just not put as much effort into anything this week because I'm so tired. It would be really easy to not prep my meals for the next few days. It would be really easy to cancel my client workout on Monday morning. I mean, all my clients would have known Chris is just tired from a really busy and fun weekend. It would have been really easy for me to do it. Just one message: I'm really sorry, I can't do the workout this morning. But the choice I made was that I'm going to show up for myself. And showing up for myself was doing, I just realised my camera's like cutting off my head, was doing that workout, prepping those meals, going for those walks. Showing up for myself has been getting early nights ever since the weekend to make sure I make up for the sleep. So we really have choices, and yep, there's often an easy choice and a not so easy one. And I promise you that sometimes making the uncomfortable choice is the best thing you can ever do. So just a little bit of learning and reflection from 45 years of me. I hope that this resonated with you. I'd love for you to let me know if it did. Give me, share the podcast, drop me a message, let me know. But remember, you've got more choice than you give yourself credit for. I will speak to you soon. Have a lovely week. Bye bye.